Welcome to my YouTube channel Technical Training. In today's video we will learn how to use .NET script action in Power Automate desktop. So please watch this video till the end so that you can understand it completely. And if you have not subscribed my YouTube channel yet, please subscribe it. So let's get started. In Power Automate desktop, under the scripting section, we have run .NET script action. And this action says that you can execute a user provided .NET script and store its output in variables. Okay, and if you look at the parameters and the options which is available here, so language, here it gives you an option to choose either C# or VB.NET. Then you can have some imports, scripting imports, if that is part of your script. Here you can specify the references if you have some DLL file or something which needs to be included as part of your script. And then here you have this script parameters. If I click on this edit, so here it gives you an option to create the parameters. To add a parameter, you can click on plus icon where you can specify the name of the parameter, you can specify the data type of it, you can specify the direction of this parameter, right, in out or in out, and then you have this input value where you can specify the value which should be set as part of this parameter, and then also you can also specify the output variable. This section will be enabled only when you select out or in out. So if you select both in out, then both the section will be enabled. And here you can specify the code which you need to run. And then you have this on air property where you can specify what should happen. So retry policy, if you say a fixed number of retries, so you can select how many times you want to retry it, what will be the interval for it. Here you can just click on new rule where you can set the variable and also specify the runs of flow. And if you do not want this to throw an error and you want it to be handled differently, which is going to the next action or repeat action or go to a specific level, so that you can choose here. Okay, so let's see this in action. So what we will do is first we will create a input parameter. For this, let's say I'm going to name it as first name, and here I'm going to name it as Mark. Okay, and then I will click on done. Here I will change the value of that variable, which is first name, and here I'll name it as Peter. So in C# we have to specify the semicolon to end the statement, right? So that you have to keep in mind. So all the way we write C# code, exactly that way we have to write it here, right? And now we will go to edit where we will specify the output variable. So when you choose in direction, then you will not be able to specify the output variable, so we will leave it as it is. I will click on done and then click on save. I will right click on it and say run from here. So as you can see here that we do not have any values set for first name. What is the reason for it? Reason for it is that we did not specify an output variable for it. So what we will do, we will create another variable which is going to be the first name, and here we will keep it as out first name, direction will be out, and that we will store in out first name. And now what we will do, we will specify here as out first name, and this variable we will use here. So now I will right click on it and click on run from here. Now we will search for the variable which is out first name, and now here you can see that the value is Peter. Correct. So this is how you can utilize your parameters in your .NET script action. Consider that you already have a variable which you want to utilize in your script. So you will use set variable here. Let's say you write as city, and city is, let's say, New York. Let's say I want to use the same variable here. So what I will do is I will for city I will create another variable. I'll come here and I will click on plus icon, then I'll specify city. Here direction I'll keep it as out, and then I will again specify the output variable name which is city, or let's just say that we will use the out keyword to specify that it is a output variable. I will click on done, and then I'll come here and say that I will use city, and the variable value which I'm going to utilize here is city. I will specify semicolon, and I'll keep this variable inside double quotes so that because it is a string. I'll click on save. Now I will run the bot. And here you can see that the value is New York. Correct. Similarly, if you have a list variable here, so what I will do is I will just quickly create a list data type. I'll name it as country, and I want to add couple of countries here, so I will name it as India, and here list name I'll specify as country. I will copy this and paste again. Okay, so now what I want to do, I want to create the country name. So I will create a output variable which is going to be country. So this is the value will be set for this variable. So the country is going to be the dot parameter name. Here I'll set the direction as out, and here I will create a variable which is going to be out country. Correct. And then I will click on done. Now what I will do is I will write country, and here I will specify the list variable name which is country, and I will specify the index. So index, let's say 1, so which will give us the country name. I will right click and say run from here. We did not specify the semicolon, we will use it here, and then click on save and then say run from here. Now you can see that the value is America, right? For the string manipulation, if you remember that we have a property called to upper or to lower. So if you want to convert a string into uppercase or lowercase, then you can use the function. What we will do here is, so here we have this first name. So we will use this first name dot to upper, and then we will click on save and then run from here. And here you can see that the first name has been converted to uppercase, right? Similarly, if you want to use the replace action, right? So here you have taken the first name dot to upper, and then you can, so let's say I want to replace P with K, and then I want to convert to the uppercase. So I will right click and then say run from here. And here you can see that it has converted the name to the uppercase, and also it has replaced the P letter with K, right? So this is how you can use this .NET script in Power Automate Desktop. With the help of this action, you will not have to use separately, for if you go to the text uh, category where you will have separate actions for each of these activities. For replace, you will have separate action. For split, you will have separate action. So in this case, you will be able to use all the functions directly in the script, and accordingly you can create your output variable. So this will minimize your number of actions, and also it will improve your coding. Now let's see how to convert string date to datetime data type. So I will click on edit. I'll go here. I'll specify today's date, and here I will specify datetime. Variable will be the direction. I will keep it as out, and here I'll paste the variable name. I'll specify the prefix as out so that I'll know that this is the output data type. And the moment I'll click on done, I will come back here, and here I'll specify the variable name, which is today's date, which I copied there. And then I have a function which is called as datetime dot parse exact. This is the function. Here I will specify the string date. So let's say it is 31st of July 2023, and here I'll specify the format of it, which is DDMMYY, and then the third parameter, which is going to be the system dot. So it will be system dot globalization dot culture info dot invariant culture, and then semicolon. So what it will do is it will convert this string date to date time data type and store its output into the out underscore today's date variable, which we specified in the script parameters. Now I will click on save, and then I will right click and run from here. And as you can see here, it has been converted to date time data type, right? So the output is date time data type, and that is why we have chosen the date time here, correct? Let's say I want it to be in string data type. Then here what I'll have to do is I'll have to specify it as to.toString, and in this string function we need to specify the format of the date. So let's say I want to format it as YY, DD and MM. Now I'll run the bot. As you can see here, it has been converted to YYY, MM and DD format, DD and MM format. So this is how, I mean, when you are converting the string to date time data type, here you can see you just have this one line of code. But if you are going to do the same thing in Power Automate Desktop using the actions, then it will be like, let's say 3-4 actions, right? So that you can avoid here, and it is giving you access to write the raw code of C#. And all these functions you can experiment with. You will have all the functions available in Microsoft's documentation. You can just go through the C# documentation and work with it. As you can see that we have a list data type which is having these country names, right? Let's say I want to join this list. How I can do that in .NET script? For that, what I will do is I will first create a input parameter for the country. I will specify the name of it, which is going to be in country, and then this is going to be the list, because country list I want to receive here, and here I will specify the variable name, which is country. Okay, so the value of this country list will be stored in the in underscore country. Now what I will do is I will, as you can see here, that we also have a variable which is country, which is of a string data type. So we will assign this joint country names in this variable. I'll click on done. I will come and choose the name as country. So the function is string.join. So a string.join function accepts the first parameter as the separator, and the second parameter is going to be the array. So to convert the string or convert the list to the array, we need to specify the variable name, which is in country. This is where we have this list of countries, and then we have to specify to array. Now this will be converted in the list will be converted into the array data type. Now I will click on save, and then I will right click on run from here. And now here you can see that the text has been joined. Now it is India, comma, America, right? So this is how you can use run.NET script action in Power Automate Desktop. If you like this video, please click on the like button and please subscribe my YouTube channel. And if you have any question, please post it in the comment section. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.